All right, let's go!
Woo! Up, on fire! Faster, Michael!
You got it, team.
Let's circle the park.
All the things that you can do, you decided not to give up. And all the amazing things that your body and your mind can do if you refuse to stop. So let's welcome to Michael Gagz, who is a coach and ultra runner. He has an Instagram. One of the impressive things that he has done is to run Philadelphia, all the perimeter, all around the city. And he has a podcast called Running Time. So let's welcome to Michael.
Thank you, Gil. Thank you so much for having me, everybody. My name is Michael Gagliardi. I am an ultra runner. I'm based here in Philadelphia. I am super excited to be here this morning. I was just telling Mr. Padilla, I haven't been in a grade school in probably 35 years, so this is kind of a trip for me. Thank you so much. All right. So as Mr. Padilla said, I am an ultra runner. And typically, ultra marathons begin pretty much like 31 miles, so it's technically anything more than a marathon. Who here is training for a race right now? Ooh, I love that. Are we all doing Broad Street this year? Very nice, very nice. I will be out there cheering at Broad in Oregon with the Philly Runner crew. I also work at Philadelphia Runner, 1711 Walnut Street. I am one of the managers there. I lead all of our group runs, and that's how I got to know Mr. Padilla. So that's awesome that folks here are interested in running. I know we have girls on the run as well as students run Philly style. Two great organizations. Mr. Padilla had asked me to come in and just kind of give a brief outline of my running career. To make it very simple, I started running about almost 15 years ago. I've done a number of marathons. I run the Philly Marathon every year for the last 13 years. The last couple of years I've been pushing a wheelchair. There's a little girl from Florida who comes up every year, and I push her for the marathon on Sunday, which is always a very rewarding experience. But I started running the ultra distances about 11 years ago. To date, I've finished 61 ultras. I've done 61 ultras, finished every single one of them. I've done 26 races of 100 miles or greater, and I finished 20 of those races in under 24 hours. So that's what I do. Kind of keeps me out of trouble, I guess. When I started running back in the day, I was probably a little overweight, wasn't living my best life, and I started just taking baby steps and made small changes in my life, and then one thing led to another, led to another, led to another. And here I am on Wednesday morning talking to a bunch of school kids about running. So it's pretty crazy where running can take you, provided you have a positive mindset and you just keep your head down and keep putting one foot in front of the other. Not sure what I should say here. I can talk all day and night and all day again about running. So the one thing I will say is I am training for another 100-mile race at the end of June. That race will take place at Northern California. It's called Western States 100, and it is the oldest and most prestigious 100-miler in existence. Very tough to get into, and I finally got in. So I am locked in. As my kids say, I'm locked in, ready to go. I don't know if I should open the floor up to questions or... Yeah.
Hi.
Hello, good morning.
My name is Ilana, and I'm with Students Who Run and Girls on the Run.
Nice.
So with Students Who Run, with our older kids, a lot of them are trying maybe to run their next longest race. So kids that did the 8K, maybe they want to try the half. So they're trying to further their goals. And then on this side of the room, we have a lot of brand new runners that are learning what their pace is. So if you have advice for both sides of the room.
Absolutely. I think the rule of thumb should be while you're running, in the beginning it's difficult, everything hurts, your legs hurt, your brain is telling you to stop. That's all normal. I think in the beginning it's very important to listen to your body and take things very slow. For for example, I didn't wake up one morning and go run a 100-mile race. I started with a 5K. And when I trained for that 5K, it took me about 4 months to be able to run a 5K without stopping. So, and that was baby steps. I took baby steps. One of the things that you folks should maybe keep in mind, especially if you're on the newer side to running, you know, there's no shame in having to walk a little bit. So if you could maybe jog from one telephone pole to the next telephone pole, and then walk from that telephone pole to the next telephone pole, and then begin to jog again and just kind of do jog-walk intervals, that's perfect. To be honest with you, nobody cares about how fast you are. Nobody cares about what you're wearing. Frankly, nobody cares. So that's the cool thing about running is that for as much as it's a team sport, everyone's gathered here together, when it's race day, it's you by yourself. So if you can be positive, think positive, and just kind of push through when things get a little bit hard, that'll make the rest of your life and the rest of your day a lot easier. So I'd say start out slow. Hey, good morning. Absolutely. I've done my longest, so there's different types of events that I enter. My specialty is the 100-mile distance. I've done 200-mile races. I've also done timed events, which is like a 12-hour race, a 24-hour race, a 48-hour race, a 72-hour race, where you're on a quarter-mile track, literally, for days. Just running around the track day and night, day and night, day and night. And yeah, there are times when I have kind of took a little dirt nap or a little cat nap for 5, 10, 15 minutes, wake up, maybe drink a Red Bull, and start shuffling again. Absolutely. It does give you wings. Yes.
What do you think your limit would be for running?
I haven't found it yet, but I'm dying to find out. I don't know. Yeah, that's a really good question.
What was the question?
He wanted to know if I found my limit yet, and I have not. There's a couple races that, when I get done training for this Western States race in June, I'm going to start pivoting my training and look for some more difficult challenges in the future. For example, there's this one race that takes place in Death Valley, California, in the middle of July, where the temperatures are anywhere from 110 to 130 degrees. It's 135 miles. It's called Backwater 135. I think that would be a real good test to see if I found my limit. Also, races like the Arizona 300, I would be looking for something like that too. But frankly, one of the toughest races I've ever done was a 72-hour race on the quarter-mile track, and I was running really well, and about 16 hours into the race, the back of my right knee started giving me problems, and I kind of had to just keep my head down and kind of push through for the next 2.5 days. And that was probably the closest I've ever come to stopping a race. I was lucky enough to hang on and finish, and finish first place, which was very nice. But that was really tough, and that was definitely a moment where I thought maybe I had found my limit, but I was able to kind of push through, keep my composure, keep my head down, work hard, stay positive, and I was successful in the end. So I haven't found my limit yet, but we're trying.
Before you take the next question, for all of you, if we're doing a training run or if we're on a race and you're feeling injured, please check in with one of the adults with you first. Do not just push through. Pushing through is great if you know your body. Like, he's been running for a long time. Yes. He knows his body. He knows what he can push through. You need to check in with an adult, and we will help you decide if you need to push through or if we need to walk a little bit. Okay?
Could I add something to that? It's totally normal to be uncomfortable. It's normal to be out of breath. It's normal for your legs to be a little bit tired. Those are all normal things. If you start to feel like weird aches or pains, definitely talk with one of your teachers or your coaches. Please. Yes. I've done very well for myself over the years. I have a couple of sponsors, sponsored by HOCA, sponsored by CLA. Philly Runner always takes care of me. I think I have, I think it's 31 or 32 victories, or at least top 3 finishes. So I have a lot of trophies in my closet that I don't even display. And the nice thing about when you do, so when you run a race, they usually give you a medal, which is very nice. You can display it. I know students run. You guys, when you have your medal, you come to school on that Monday and you can wear your medals, you can wear your race shirts. That's awesome. In my world, when you do a 100-mile race, you get a belt buckle. I've got a lot of these buckles in different cigar boxes back in my apartment. So this is what I do it for, not the trophies, just to get the buckle, a sense of accomplishment. Yes. I'm sorry? Oh, I turned 50 back in November. I'm 50, yeah. How old do you think I was?
Like 35.
Oh, man, thank you. I appreciate that. Yes? The question was, what pushes me to keep running? Truthfully, I have 2 sons, age 19 and 17, Leonardo and Dante. I want to set a good example for them and let them know that, just because you're going through something difficult doesn't mean you can't finish it. Also, it's nice to set an example for my sons and let them know that if you have a goal and you work hard and you stay positive, that you can accomplish it. So a lot of times when I'm tired and maybe I want to stop, or maybe I don't feel like training or going out for a run or going to yoga, doing the body weight exercises, I try to think about my sons and what they would say if I didn't do what I was supposed to do. What kind of example would I be setting for them? And at the end of the day, there's been many times in races when I wanted to stop, and I try to think to myself, okay, if I stop right now, sure, nothing's going to hurt anymore. I'm going to feel I'll be able to take a nap and get off my feet. But then when I think more about that, and I think to myself, okay, an hour from now, I still might feel good about having stopped, but maybe a week from now, when I'm in the car or I'm at work, I don't want to experience that feeling of not achieving my goal. And that's a pretty powerful motivator for me. Setting a goal and then working hard to finish it. So I think those 2 things. Setting a goal, working hard to finish it, and being a good example for my sons as well as my community. Yes? Oh, yeah, absolutely. That's a great question. The question was there anybody who has inspired me to run? I've definitely had some mentors over the years. For example, when I ran my first ultra distance at 50K, I had met a woman there at this race, and I didn't really know that you could run more than a marathon until this particular day. This is about 11 years ago, and I had no idea that there was races that you could do that were 50 miles, 100 miles, all that stuff. And this woman was very friendly, and when we got done, she gave me her information and said, keep in touch if you have any questions. And I didn't realize what a big shot and a mover and shaker she was in this world until after I got home and I kind of did some research. And I reached out to her, and she was very helpful, very informative, kind of put me on the right road, very generous with her knowledge. She definitely helped me get started at the ultra distances. I used to have a coach back in the day. He's a pretty famous ultra runner, and I think his tutelage, his mentorship, and kind of guiding me in the right direction, helping me understand my body and what I can do, that was very motivating for me. So yeah, I think those 2 people, and plus there's a number of athletes I follow. For example, for the folks who are for Girls on the Run, there's a very famous ultra runner. Her name's Courtney Dewalter. She's a heck of an inspiration for me. Also another runner named Walmsley. I love looking at their Strava. I love looking at their data. I love looking at how they train. And yeah, totally.
Two more questions.
Nobody? Yes. Average pace when that's an excellent question. My average pace, I try to keep it around 9:45 to 10:15, and that's what I consider to be my forever pace. That's the pace for me where it feels like I'm walking. You know, I can have a conversation the way I'm talking now. That's a pretty comfortable pace for me, and I'll be able to keep that for hours and hours and hours. Now, I can go faster. For example, I'll be running the Love Run half marathon this weekend. I plan to be a little bit faster, probably keep it in like the low 8s. But my cruise control pace, my forever pace, between 9:45 and 10:15. And that didn't happen overnight. Yes. My diet for running, I tend to eat like a bird. I keep it pretty light. I eat a lot of fish, fruits, vegetables, nuts, beans, grains. I don't really do like red meat, cheeseburgers and stuff. I mean, I think it's delicious, but I don't know. I try to keep my diet pretty light. Yes?
When I'm like the pace, have you ever done like recently or maybe like a lot of like 100 miles and stuff? But do you ever occasionally do like an 8K and then race it all out at like
Yes.
a 5-minute mile?
5-minute mile never. That's a little too fast for me. As a matter of fact, I did run the Pole Parks 5K on Valentine's Day. I won my age group. I think I finished around 21 minutes and 10 seconds, which for me, pretty good.
Like 7.
Exactly, yeah. I'll take that. For me, I was very happy with that. But I will say one thing. When I race a 5K, it's terrible. It sucks. Because I have to run really, really fast. And I have trained my engine, my body, over the years to run long and slow. So for me, when I finished that 5K, it felt like I finished a 100-mile race. I put it all out there. So I'm much better at long and slow than I am short and fast. Yes? Oh, that was awesome. Actually, that happened it was 6 years ago, April 25th. It was right when the world shut down. Most of you probably remember COVID and when schools were closed and work was closed. You know, that was supposed to be my big breakout year as an ultra runner, and all the races I had on the calendar were scrapped. So I took it upon myself to map out the city of Philadelphia. I did it for me and my friends who didn't have any races to train for. I did it, not thinking anything of it, put it on my social media, and it went viral. I was awarded Best of Philly for that. A couple other things. Every news channel, the Sixers did a big story on it. It was pretty cool. And that was a 76-mile run. Yes? What inspired me to start running was about 15, 16 years ago. I was a little on the unhealthy side, little overweight, pretty lethargic, wasn't doing much with myself. My kids were little, and I was just, I started thinking about the future, and I was like, man, if I keep up this sedentary lifestyle, I'm not going to be around for my kids when they get a little bit older. So that was the first thing. And that was the hardest thing, was taking the first step.
All right. So one more question, and we have to go, but maybe that's an excuse for you to come back and talk to us again.
I would love to. Totally.
But we have things to do. We want to have a group picture
Yes.
as well. So just one question.
Last question. Sorry. Oh, the question is, do I run fast? Fast is a very relative term. For example, going back to that 5K scenario where I ran at a 7-minute pace, that's really fast for me. But I have friends who train for shorter distance races. That's their forever pace. That's their walking pace. So pace isn't very important. I think I'm fast for what I do, you know, but I could always be faster and I could always be slower. The only people that care about your times and your paces are mean people. It doesn't matter. You just gotta worry about you and what you can do. That's what I'd say.
All right, guys. Thank you very much for being with us. So let's get together. Let's get it up.
Big round of applause.
This is so awesome.
All right, let's go.
Woo! Up, on fire! Faster, Michael!
You got it, team.
Let's circle the park!